Tonight, growing calls for an inquiry into websites known as suicide forums. The family of a 22-year-old woman from Surrey who took her own life after buying poison say she used a site that targeted vulnerable people. She's one of more than 100 potential victims.
You need to take this seriously. You need to respond to our request for a public inquiry, because that's the only way.
Also tonight, not a good night for an emergency. 999 call handlers will walk out on bonfire night as a union brands Metropolitan Police a two-tier workforce. Plus...
minutes, £50. That's quite a lot.
Pedicab politics, the public consultation on the future of London's rickshaws nears the end of the road. And...
Boo! Thought you'd enjoy that. Is it just me, or is Halloween getting bigger and better every year? I'm at a spectacular event, quite frankly, for a bit of a laugh. See you soon.
Good evening. 2 years ago, 22-year-old Hannah Aitken died after buying poison online, something her family believes she discovered on a so-called suicide forum. They're now one of many bereaved families calling for a public inquiry into the government's failure to prevent people being harmed in a similar way. The substance that killed Hannah is thought to be responsible for more than 130 deaths in the UK. But it's still readily available online, with pro-suicide forums guiding vulnerable people on its deadly uses. A warning that Kath Apata's report contains details you may find distressing.
She liked reading, she liked sports like climbing, swimming. She used to drag me into the sea when it was bitterly cold, but, you know, I was grateful to her to show me what I could do.
Sitting here, everywhere you look in this room are reminders of Hannah. It's how her parents keep her memory alive, despite her taking her own life 2 years ago. She had ordered and consumed a poison commonly promoted on suicide forums, a poison described in her inquest as dangerously available. The website her parents believe she learned about this substance easily accessible.
In fact, Hannah ordered this poison from a supplier in Manchester. They sent her a form, a declaration of use form. She didn't fill it in because obviously she wanted it for inappropriate purposes, and then found a supplier in Malaysia. And we now know that there are absolutely no protections for ordering it online.
The lack of protections don't just extend to this poison. In fact, the suicide forum Hannah is believed to have been on has been flagged to the government by coroners 65 times, and yet it can be accessed by anyone.
Well, it's scary, isn't it? I mean, you know, it's tragic for our family to lose Hannah, and something we'll never ever get over. We also know that there are vulnerable people out there like Hannah, and particularly what we found is autistic people, because they get quite obsessed about things. They're easy prey to both this suicide forum and this poison.
The government told us that under the Online Safety Act, services must take action to prevent users from accessing illegal suicide and self-harm content and ensure children are protected from harmful content that promotes it. The substance in question is closely monitored and is reportable under the Poisons Act, meaning retailers must alert authorities if they suspect it has been bought to cause harm. But for Pete and his wife Amanda, this isn't enough. They want a public inquiry so that other families, other vulnerable people, other Hannahs are better protected.
You need to take this seriously. You need to respond to our request for a public inquiry, because that's the only way we're going to understand the systematic problems, the systematic failings, and how those can be tackled.
So, Kath, families are calling for a public inquiry. What do they actually want to see from it?
Well, when you look at what happened to Hannah, when you read the coroner's reports, they highlight multiple failures at different stages. Failure to stop the suicide forum and failure to stop the poison getting to Hannah. The trouble is, regulating each of these come under different government departments. The hope is a public inquiry will get a more joined-up approach from these government departments. Now, you know, Ronke, and I know that inquiries take time, years, but they can't lead to a change in the law. Hannah's family are willing to wait and continue fighting for that change.
OK, Kath, thanks very much. Thank you. And if you or a loved one is affected by any of the issues raised in Cass Report, there's help and resources available on our website. That's itv.com/London. Staff at the Metropolitan Police have voted to strike on bonfire night in a dispute over pay. The Public and Commercial Services Union has said more than 6,000 members, including 999 call handlers, will walk out on the 5th of November. Well, Helen Keenan is outside New Scotland Yard for us now. Helen, November the 5th, it's always a busy night for police, isn't it?
Absolutely, and the Met Police have said they value both staff and officers equally, but the unions are accusing the Met of a two-tier system. Now, as you say, Bonfire Night is one of the busiest days of the year for the force, and that is the day that staff in the Met Police are choosing to strike. Now, this isn't frontline officers, it's what they would say are civilian staff, but that includes people like emergency service call handlers, detention officers, police community support officers, and people working in vetting, intelligence, forensics. Now, the unions say what is likely to result in this is that police officers could be redeployed to cover those roles at a higher cost to the taxpayer. Now, the reason behind the walkout is because staff were refused a London allowance, so a cost of living payment, which officers did receive. Now, we have contacted the Met about this. They have released a statement. Now, in it, they have said that they do believe that officers and staff are treated equally. They have said that they have also made an alternative offer to the trade unions to settle the disputes and remain open to finding a solution. Now, the Met have told us they are also stepping up plans to minimise the impact of the strike it will have on Londoners.
Thanks very much, Helen. Thank you. Now, the Metropolitan Police has said it will no longer investigate non-crime hate comments. It comes after Father Ted creator Graham Linehan revealed he will face no further action after being arrested at Heathrow Airport in September. He was held on suspicion of inciting violence over social media posts about trans issues. In a statement, the 57-year-old says he still aims to hold the police accountable for what is only the latest attempt to silence and suppress gender-critical views. And the son of former England footballer and West Ham coach Stuart Pearce has died in a tractor crash. 21-year-old Harley Pearce died in a tractor crash in Gloucester on Thursday. In a statement, his family said he was a golden boy with an infectious smile who will always be our shining star. Now, when 17-year-old Charlie Cossa was stabbed to death, his father Martin made a double promise. He would get justice and devote the rest of his life to fighting knife crime. Charlie was killed in a senseless attack in 2023. When Martin and his family shared TikTok videos about their grief and activism, they went viral, and now ITV has made a documentary about their story.
I put my head on his chest and I was listening to his heartbeat for the last time, basically. I looked at his face and I could see the colour draining from his face.
My head starts racing. I open the door, there's two police officers there. Oh, God. Are you Martin? My God, they know my name. Yes, I'm Martin. Your son, Charlie, he's been stabbed.
That was when I thought, Charlie's not going to make this. And that we were going to have to switch his life support machine off.
That's really powerful stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to see.
And was it that anger at the needlessness, the senselessness of your son's murder that drove you?
I think a number of things have driven me. I think seeing Charlie in intensive care, the way he was helplessly fighting for his life, I knew I needed to do something. And when he was in hospital, I think one of my coping mechanisms was to record videos. It was almost my way of communicating with him.
And we'll talk about those, but first of all, if you don't mind, just remind us of the circumstances of Charlie's death. He was at a party, wasn't he?
Yeah, he'd gone to a party in West Sussex, a place called Warnham. He'd gone with two friends, and we got a knock on the door in the very early hours of the 23rd of July to be told Charlie had been stabbed and that he was critical. And what we went through as a family for the next 3 days, no family should have to go through. Charlie fought for his life so hard. You know, he really fought hard, but he lost every milligram blood in his body. He had a ruptured bowel, ruptured spleen, and he died of irreversible brain damage.
And the really distressing thing is your daughter Eloise was there. She watched his life ebb away.
Yeah, and Adam, my eldest son. But yeah, Eloise was only 15 when she watched her brother die. You know, that is to have to go through that at such a young age. But my living children inspire me. They've been incredible since this has happened.
So this documentary plots the story of Charlie being stabbed right through to the court case, and it features all these viral videos. And the one that got 4.7 million views was your reaction to the court case. We're just going to watch it. Let's just have a look at it.
Okay.
Guys, all very emotional here. We've just gone in, we've had the verdict, and he's guilty on both counts.
4.7 million views, and you could just feel your emotion there.
That was right in the moment. People were following us and supporting us, family, friends, people on TikTok, and everyone wanted to know. They wanted the update, and I just recorded it in the moment and posted it. It wasn't until about an hour after that I realised it had gone viral and actually how I looked. So, yeah, it's hard to see that.
And, of course, you set up the charity Charlie's Promise. And you're out there campaigning in schools?
I've spoken to over 50,000 young people in the last 12 months in various different settings. I go to alternative provision schools, I've been to prisons, mainstream schools, primary schools, where actually I feel we should be pitching knife crime education. You know, young kids who are inquisitive, want to learn and want to feel safe.
I can't let you go without mentioning Pride of Britain, because you were our regional winner for London. Sally, so just tell us about that.
Well, I've just had an interesting journey here, because I've just passed the hotel and seen the guys leaving for Pride of Britain. Mad. It was a year ago that I won the Pride of Britain for London. But, you know, and that was great. But Charlie's legacy is about saving lives. And I'm convinced Charlie's already done that, and he'll continue to do that through the power of our talks.
Thank you so much for coming in, Martin. I should tell the viewers, TikTok Murder Gone Viral is on ITV this evening.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow.
Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And as we mentioned there, Martin was, of course, ITV London's regional fundraiser of the year at last year's Pride of Britain Awards. Ahead of this year's award ceremony, we'd like to just take a moment to say good luck to our latest regional winner, George Alderman.
Hi, my name is George Alderman, and I raise money through Jimmy's Cuddle for several charities, including St George's Hospital Charity and Momentum Children's Charity.
George Alderman was named London's winner in September for his work raising money and awareness for baby sling safety. His son Jimmy suffered cardiac arrest and died at just 7 weeks old. Tonight he'll attend the Pride of Britain Awards along with the finalists from other ITV regions, where they're all in with a chance of being named National Fundraiser of the Year. We wish them all good luck. Now, still to come on the programme, the man behind the music of Stardust, The Sims and Shaun the Sheep joins me to talk about his newest adventure. And...
where am I tonight? Boo! Halloween is fast becoming my favourite festival, and I've got a new friend. I'll see you all very soon.
But first, love them or loathe them, the loud and bright pedicabs around the capital's tourist hotspots have become ingrained in the city's culture. Today, a public consultation on the future of the profitable push bikes closes, with key potential changes including noise restrictions and fare regulation. Rags Martel spent an evening on the streets of central London to see them in action.
They're loud, bright, and can be expensive.
10 minutes, £50. That's quite a lot.
But with new laws and regulations for pedicabs coming in,
could their freewheeling days be coming to an end?
As day turns to night in the West End, the pedal-powered cabs come out, each rickshaw with their own upbeat soundtrack and prices. This driver has a price list on display, £50 for each 10 minutes, but soon lowers his fare as I'm on my own. The pedicabs take cash and card payments mainly from tourists, with mixed views from their passengers. How was it?
It was nice because they even asked to play our own songs.
How much do you pay for your ride?
So first he said £60, 30, 30, 30, and then it changed to 10, 10, 10. So it was basically 30 overall.
It was just £10 per person. Not really bad, not too bad.
Rickshaws first started appearing on London streets in the late 1990s.
25 years on, like it or not, they're now part of the West End, but finally, regulation could be round the corner. Do you know how many pedicabs there are in London?
A recent change in law means Transport for London can finally start regulating the estimated 900 pedicabs operating in London.
So what we need are fair fares. Well, I bumped into a couple of tourists who come to London, had a lovely ride on that, and then the pedicab driver was demanding £580 to cycle from Old Street to Oxford Circus. Now that's a 20-minute bike ride. £580 is extortionate.
Parking is also an issue.
London's Walking and Cycling Commissioner is conducting a pedicab consultation, which ends tonight.
We're going to bring in fair pricing. We're going to make sure the vehicles are safe for people using them. The drivers themselves have got criminal records checks, and the vehicles have insurance. So if something happens, people are covered. We need to professionalise this to make sure it works for people, that they can enjoy going around and have a bit of fun too.
Ahmed Ibrahim has driven his electric power-assisted pedicab for 3 years. He says he charges much less than people think.
But the most of us, we work on like for long way, £10, £15 from here like to Victoria, go for £15. But we work very hard and we don't make that much money what they say. I swear to God, we just survive in £10, £15. All night you can make £20, all night you can make £50.
So it's my first time in a pedicab.
And to find out what all the fuss is about, I took my first rickshaw ride.
It's actually quite fun, isn't it?
This 5-minute trip cost £10, a fair price and surprisingly fun. And this could be the way forward for all pedicabs when new laws come in next year. Rags Martel, ITV News in the West End.
Now, you may not know his face, but chances are very high that you'll know his work. Ilan Ishkeri is an award-winning composer from London whose work spans gritty crime blockbusters, Christmas classics and even video games. Before we speak to him about a new venture coming to the Royal Festival Hall, here's a look at some of his work.
All through the quiet of the night sky, I look out of my window, a jet stream makes a lonely light.
Such a huge and diverse range of work. Where do you get all your inspiration from?
It's always terrifying to start, and then I think I try to find the emotion in the project and try to find a way to express that through music.
Because your latest work coming to the Royal Festival Hall, as I mentioned, is Space Station and Earth. And that came out of a personal relationship that you've got with an astronaut. Not something all of us can ever say, that you know Tim Peake.
I do know Tim Peake, but he got in touch with me because he was already a fan of my music, I think, from Layer Cake, which was early in my career. And he asked me if I'd write some music for the mission video he was going to make when he was on board the space station. And so I was, of course, very excited about that. And I went to Houston to visit him and got the most incredible tour of the training facilities. And at the end of that, I thought, why are we making a small thing? Let's make a big show.
And it is a big show, isn't it? It's that relationship between astronauts when they're looking back at Earth. I mean, let's have a look at the trailer and then you can tell me more about it. So do the audience get a feel through these huge screens that you have?
Well, absolutely. What I wanted to do was express the emotional journey that the astronauts go on. They're all scientists or pilots, and they're not always that great at expressing the emotions that they feel when they're up there. But I think it is an experience that really changes any human being who travels to space and looks back on the Earth. And I thought that with music and showing images that the astronauts film on board the space station, that I could give the audience a little bit of that feeling.
And we should talk about all your other huge body of work that you have. You've done Hollywood movies, you've done soundtracks, and Netflix at the moment, you're behind the score for The House of Guinness.
Yes, that's right. That's it's always lovely when everyone enjoys watching a show you've been working on, and House of Guinness has been really special. It was a really incredible team of people to work with, and a great opportunity to work with Irish musicians and Irish folk music, and update it and bring a modern twist to it, as is, as it is in the show.
And just finally, we mustn't forget to mention one for the children, the Snowman and the Snow Dog, really quickly. Was that lovely to work on?
It was. Well, it was also completely terrifying because everyone loves the Snowman so much. And so when we started writing the music for the sequel, you just didn't want to, ruin the Snowman for anybody. But it's been quite a few years now, and I think people seem to love it as much as the original, and very grateful for that.
OK, well, thank you so much, Imran, for coming in, and good luck at the Royal Festival Hall.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, if you've seen pumpkins pop up in abundance on the supermarket shelves, you're not alone. Halloween is just around the corner, and some iconic London venues are already well into the spooky season. Sally's at the historic Kenwood House in North London. Sally, they're already in the spirit there, are they?
Yes, can you see where I am? Boo! Oh, my knees. I was trying not to give you a heart attack, but I think we've established there's no chance of that. The pumpkins are getting smaller. Halloween, though, is getting bigger. I'm at Halloween at Kenwood House near Hampstead. Look at this beautiful display. Gemma, look up, showing the gorgeous lights. But you know what, guys? This only touches on it. Tony, come over here. You're the boss man, and tell us some of the amazing stuff you've got going on here.
Well, we have a spider tunnel with 50 neon spiders. We have our live fire performers.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, Tony. What was that? Do you like my acting?
A headless horseman.
It's coming back. Oh my goodness. Whoa, what a beautiful horse. What a scary headless horseman. What's the horse called?
Guinness.
Oh, don't say that, you'll make me thirsty. Do you talk? No. Should we try the headman? The headless headman? The headless horseman? No. Well, I suppose he hasn't got a mouth. Well, look, you guys crack on. Right, Tony, how much bigger is Halloween getting?
Well, 2 years ago, we produced one Halloween trail.
Yeah.
Last year we did 4, and
Wow.
then this year we've got 7, including Halloween at Kew.
Oh my goodness, so it's getting absolutely huge. Hang on a minute, did you just hear something? Oh my goodness! Excuse me, we are actually trying to do an interview here. Sorry, Tony, but actually now that you're here, I do love witches, and I've always wanted to learn to cackle. How do I cackle?
Oh, goody, spooky Sally, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Right-o, then we'll take a deep breath and we go low to high. Deep breath in, and go...
I do that on the weather every night. Right, here we go.
Much more gusto. Come on, spooky. Here we go. You got it. She's cracked it.
Oh, well, listen, don't worry. It's very family friendly here, despite this old girl. You can come along from Thursday until the 2nd of November. There's 3 slots, daytime, dark ones, from us both. Let's take a little look at the weather.
Come rain or shine, Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello again. Well, I hope you had a good start to the week. As this squirrel probably knows, some parts of Greater London yesterday saw more rain than they did across the whole of October. Thankfully, tomorrow, not quite like that. Still some showers, but a lot drier. Then midweek, perhaps Wednesday night into Thursday, it's going to turn wet and windy. We're still keeping an eye on that. And then for the end of the week into the weekend, it gets colder. The pressure chart shows this quite nicely. So the low pressure edges away tomorrow, but the next system comes through. As I said, probably Wednesday Wednesday night into Thursday, we're just keeping an eye on it. And then once that moves through it, that colder air comes down from the north, if you like, a bit of an Arctic plunge heading our way. For tonight, though, any showers easing off to the east and we're left with a mostly dry night. There might just be the odd bit of rain here or there, and temperatures coming down to about double-digit marks, just below. So not too cold first thing tomorrow, but as tomorrow gets going, hopefully you'll feel and see that it's a better day. A little bit of sunshine around, still quite a lot of cloud, still a shower popping up here or there. It might be worth having a brolly, but much better than today. A bit breezy, but temperatures still coming up to 14 to 16 degrees. As we go into the evening, the showers ease off, but there might still be the odd one around, and we get some clear skies overnight. And then for Wednesday, a lot of the daytime looking dry, but that system bringing that wet and windy weather probably coming through at the moment overnight into Thursday. We'll see how that develops. Let you know, and you can see those cooler temperatures as we head into the weekend. That's it from us all here at Kenwood House, from me and my spooky mates. I'll see you later on. Cheerio.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Finally this evening, from concourse to carriages, one chef has been cooking up a storm on the railway for half a century. Yusuf started as a kitchen porter in a Euston Station restaurant in 1975. Since then, he's taken his culinary skills on board, even serving up plates to celebrity passengers. To celebrate 50 years, his colleagues threw him a surprise party back where it all started. Divya Kohli went along.
A golden work anniversary surprise for 73-year-old Yusuf.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh. I'm speechless.
That's not very often that happens, Yusuf, is it, for you to be speechless?
No.
You've normally got plenty to say. Yes.
I know.
Not always.
Believe you me, this is unexpected, completely. But thank you so much. You are the best one.
Staff celebrated their colleague today, who they really count as a dear friend. Yusuf Mohammed has worked on the railways for 50 years, starting as a kitchen porter at Euston Station in 1975. But then he took his skills on board, cooking up delicious meals for passengers on thousands of journeys, including celebrities. The most challenging part of the job isn't the small kitchen. He says all his energy goes into keeping his balance when the train is travelling at 125 miles per hour. And why does he love the job so much?
It's meeting the people, like you can see this one. Yeah. What they done for me today on the 50, that's amazing, you know. And so much respect, unbelievable. I mean, you go in some other places where you're working. There is, in your office probably, no window is there. And my scenery is changing every second. It's a job for life.
A job for life. There's not many people who want to work for 50 years in their company or their industry.
You can say that I'm very content. Or you can say I'm very lazy. One way or the other.
He's just such a lovely man. He's so kind. His work ethic is second to none. He wants to be here. You know, he's been here 50 years. Like it was mentioned earlier, people say, why don't you retire? And you'll just say, no, I love it.
2025 not only marks Yusuf's 5 decades, but also the 200th anniversary of the modern railway. A remarkable thought this chef has worked a quarter of that time. Divya Kohli, ITV News.
And congratulations to him. And that's it from us. The evening news is next with Mary, and I'll be back with the late news after news at 10. But for now, from all of us, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.